Y'all already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Going to court. People telling on you. Your wins and losses. Y'all already know I done been through it. I done seen it. Let's relive it. So let's go ahead and recap what happened yesterday with court. I know a lot of people want to know. My lawyer did his thing. My lawyer got his thing off, man. For y'all that don't know, I was involved in an automobile accident. I wasn't feeling good one day. I hit a car. I was parked. The car was beside me. I went to pull off. I clipped the car. Did a lot of damage to the car. Hung around. Took photos of the car. I did all that. Called my insurance company. And cops called me and said I got a warrant for felony hit and run. Cool. Whatever. I go down to the jail, turn myself in. Good friend of mine, Sean. Shout out to you, Sean. Waits in the lobby. I give him my wallet. I said, look, no matter what the bond is, bond me out. As long as I get a bond me out. They didn't want to give me a bond. Here in VA, anytime you've been convicted of the same two felonies, you're supposed to be held with no bond. Well, I had a robbery. That was part of the reason I went to prison for the last time. And then I had a robbery from 1999 in Philadelphia that, I was convicted on also. So that's the two felonies of the same caliber that makes it with their law. States I'm not supposed to get out. Go to court yesterday, and we get up there, and the prosecutor immediately starts off, man. My lawyer whispers in my ear, they're looking to give you a year in jail because of all your prior charges, your history, your points. This is a felony. Like they're going for a year, which in turn I whispered back in his ear, you'll be fucking fired. I will ask for a new lawyer. I'll tell them he's insufficient counsel. I need a better lawyer. You can't let me, talking about a year for hitting a car. So the prosecutor gets into his thing. Judge is sitting there. I'm standing by my lawyer. You got the prosecutor. You got the owner standing there. And he tries to talk about this fight, altercation that took place afterwards. My lawyer objected. I was not arrested, nor was I the aggressor after the fact. He objected, so they threw it out. Wouldn't let him talk about that. Then he tried to paint me out to be like this guy that rear-ended some grandma at a red light and drove off, which couldn't be further from the truth. He stated that I crashed this man's car or whatever, hit this man's car, and then left the scene of the crime. My lawyer did his job. My lawyer had the surveillance photos from the Home Depot parking lot, surveillance video. He had the video of the fight, everything that took place. And as the prosecutor was talking, my lawyer objected, said, let me tell you the facts. He told him, I stayed there 21 minutes, I believe he said, after the accident occurred, waiting for somebody to come out. The cops called me. They got my plates and stuff to ask me about it. I was truthful. Then he also showed the record to where I called my insurance company. I called the insurance company almost 45 minutes before I was contacted by the police. So then the prosecutor tries to make it seem like, of course he called the insurance company. He's got to get his truck fixed. Wrong statement. There was no damage to my truck. Zero. My tire ran over his tire, the fender, and clipped the hood and then dropped. I didn't sustain any damages to my truck. I called to get his car fixed. When it was all said and done, that year they wanted to give me, they suspended it, gave me some court fines, and that's the end of it. My lawyer told him there was a time where, and this judge, his name is Daffrin. Daffrin had locked me up many times. I'm surprised he's still alive. Damn, this dude is old. But Judge Daffrin's been locking me up since I was 18 years old. My lawyer told him, he said, there was a time when you were much younger, I was much younger, and Mr. Williams was much younger, and he was standing here in your courtroom for actually committing crimes, for actually being out here and being a criminal. He said now he stands before you for an auto accident, and you want to give him the same treatment and lock him up. How is that going to help this court in any way? How is that helping society and the guys that work for Mr. Williams? And how is that helping Mr. Williams? This guy's car was completely fixed. Nobody was hurt. He's got a license, insurance, everything he should have, and is now a law-abiding citizen. And your answer to this is to lock him up. It doesn't make sense. Judge sat there for a minute and said, at this time, I'm going to side with Mr. Williams' attorney. Everything we went for, we got. And I definitely, if I ever hit another car, will leave my number on the windshield. Because the judge said in the end, he said, sounds like he did everything right, except just leave his number there. If he'd have left his number, y'all wouldn't have had anything. I told the cop I've already contacted my insurance company, but you know, they don't want to hear that. The cop said that I was super nice, didn't lie about anything, admitted to everything. So that puts us where we're at. So if y'all were worried, just know that I'm good. Y'all ain't never got to worry about hearing nothing like that again, man. Disappointed to myself. Even though I wasn't out here doing nothing like that, it was still a scary feeling. So today I'm going to talk about some times I've been to court where things went good and things didn't go so good. Tell y'all about some people that have told on me. Let y'all in on what you might be able to expect or could expect if you find your ass jammed up and headed away to jail or headed away to prison or going somewhere. I had to think back to the first time that somebody ever told on me. And it was hard because I've been told on a lot of times. While sitting in court yesterday, all these things were racing through my head. You know, I was scared. Scared I wasn't going to be able to come home to my family. Scared of what was going to happen when my little boy realized it was time to go to bed. And in thinking all that, I thought back to days I used to get locked up. Now I was like, I want to say 12 years old, first time somebody snitched on me. Me and these other kids in the neighborhood, we had shitty bikes. Bikes we'd been putting together from scrap bikes. Bikes with mags on them, pegs. We had the worst bikes. I mean, our bikes were just trash. It's like October, November time. Christmas is coming up. So we go to this other neighborhood. We steal these bikes. Took us a while to get, 3 bikes up. But we stole them one by one from different places. Just little kids. We take them back to where one of my friends lives, and he lives in a trailer. We pull the underpinning down, and there's a big-ass space underneath the trailer, like big. Probably 4 foot where the back is sitting up. We hide the bikes under there. We take the bikes out, break them down, swap parts, spray paint them. Got a little bike shop set up, Somehow or another, somebody recognizes their bike that one of the kids is riding. The other bikes are still, under his trailer. Cops come to his house, find the one bike, and the kid says, Jay stole the bikes and brought them here. Jay stole 3 bikes and brought them here. Yup, that's what happened. Jay spray painted the bikes. Yup, that's what happened. Jay stole the bikes. Jay spray painted the bikes. Now, mind you, I will admit that I was a bad kid. I did get other kids in trouble. I had kids doing things they wouldn't normally do. I was that kid. Cops come to my house. I'm already trained. I know better. We need to talk to you about the stolen bikes. What's stolen bikes? Stolen bikes underneath Chad's trailer. I don't know anything about no stolen bikes. You do. You stole the bikes. Both the other boys are saying you stole them. You put them there. You spray painted them. You need to come clean with us. Look, y'all didn't find no bikes at my house. I didn't steal no bikes. I didn't spray paint no bikes. I don't know what you're talking about. So you're telling me you found these bikes somewhere else. They're saying I did it. And you believe it? All he wanted me to do was to admit to it. Had I admitted to it, they would have arrested me right then and there. I never admitted to it. They carried their asses on down the street. And that was the end of that. So I'm sitting there yesterday thinking about these times I've been told on. And so many came to mind. People ain't shit. People will do stuff with you and say, that's the bad guy. That guy right there, he's the bad guy. Yeah, him. So I had a homeboy named BB. And my homeboy Frog, me and Frog are still good friends to this day. He took me over to this girl's house one day. She's there with her boyfriend and some other people. I was one of those dudes in my teens. I never kicked it with the same people for long amounts of time. I just didn't. And that was because I didn't trust people. I usually fall out with people, or I get locked up, disappeared, come back around, and people wouldn't be there. And I was always meeting new people, so my group would change a lot, except for a couple guys in my circle that I kicked it with on the regular. Here we are, we're at this girl Tiffany's house. Her man Victor's there. Her sister's boyfriend are there. And I start hanging out there. Now, they're not really into what I'm into. I'm a criminal at this point. These guys, these girls, they do little stuff here and there, but they do stuff along the lines of underage drinking, underage smoking weed, popping pills. I'm doing shit along the lines of selling all that stuff on top of robbing, breaking in cars, breaking in houses, just a young badass juvenile. They tell me how the neighbor backed out the driveway, ran over the girl's little brother's bike, got out, cussed her mom out, threatened all them. And I'm one of them dudes that, in my younger days, and I still do to this day, I like to listen. When people are talking, I strongly believe that if you're steadily talking, you're not hearing what they're saying. And you can learn a lot from just being quiet and listening. So as I'm listening to everybody go back and forth, when I get there this evening about what this guy is doing, how they want him gone, there's nothing they can do to make him leave, nothing they can do to intimidate him. Everybody's just kind of arguing amongst themselves about what to do. And I speak up and I say, hey, why don't we just run up and rob his house? Like, why would he want to continue to live here after his house has been robbed? You rob somebody's house, they don't feel safe anymore, they'll leave. Then the problematic neighbor leaves. Yeah, you're right. Let's rob it. I said, now we got to wait a couple days. Y'all just had an incident this morning. Can't rob it today. They're going to know it's us. So a little bit of time passes, maybe 2-3 weeks go by. I'm over there one day, posted up. I see the guy leave, get in his car and leave. I said, all right, let's go. Grab a couple of dudes that are there with me. Boom. We go to the back of the house. I kick the door in. We start going room from room. Take the game systems. I open the closet. And as I walk to the house, I just smell weed. It's just pounding me. You know what I mean? It's so strong. Open the closet. This dude has got a complete grow set up in there. There's just weed, bushes of weed in the closet. I said, oh, hell yeah, jackpot. So I take plants, pull them all the way out the buckets, get a trash bag, break the stalks off of them, start shoving these plants, these big-ass weed plants, inside his trash bags. I'm good to go. I don't need nothing else out of here. I don't want anything else out of here. I'm good. My homeboys and them, they're taking everything. They done flipped over this dude's bed, went through his dresser drawers, overlooked a gun that we found about later on that was in the dresser. I go in the kitchen while they're still, steadily robbing, make myself a sandwich, stay in the kitchen, eat a peanut butter. I sat on the island. I wasn't standing. I'm sitting on the island, kind of legs just dangling, with this big bag of weed in front of me. Like, man, these dudes need to hurry the hell up. They steal all these different things. We leave. One of the guys that's with us goes and pawns a bunch of this stuff. He was one of the few that was over 18. Pawns a bunch of the stuff at a pawn shop. Next thing you know, the cops have now arrested all of us. One of them told, clearly, and it had to be the first guy for them to find out about everybody else. We get locked up. I get out. They release me. It's time to go to court. Everybody else is out too. Walk into the courthouse, and I see everybody that was with me that day that broke into the house standing there. The girls are standing there, some of their moms and stuff. So I walk up, dap them up. Hey, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. We start chopping it up. Just bullshitting before court. We still got about 20 minutes before we go in the courtroom. Everything is good, man. We're laughing, joking, and I don't pick up on what's about to happen. We go in the courtroom, we sit down, and they call the names. We're all on the same case, so they deal with us all at the same time. We go and stand up there, and I go stand with my lawyer, and everybody else goes and stands beside the prosecutor. Everybody else, meaning 6 other people. I was just bullshitting with y'all out there, just talking to y'all, been by the house, been in contact with y'all. They were all there to testify against me. That I was the mastermind. I was the one that kicked the door in. I led my way in. I suggested it. I influenced all of them to do it. They all testified against me. Every last one of them. One of the dudes that testified against me years later, I would be in the hole at Greensville, and I heard them call his name for release to go home. He had been 4 cells down from me the entire time I was in the hole, and I never knew it. Never even knew he was at Greensville. Goes to show you, watch your circle. And this was years ago. And it's only gotten worse. Much, much, much worse. So this next one I'm going to give you all before we jump out of here. It's a crazy story, man. I got locked up, and I can't even really, I'm trying to recall why I was locked up, but I can't remember straight off why I got locked up. Can't remember the charges. I know they were felony charges because I was sent upstairs. When you're downstairs at the courthouse, still going through arraignments, preliminaries. If you're fighting the charges, they send you upstairs. I go upstairs, I talk to my lawyer. It's time to go to trial. He tells me, Jay, it ain't looking good. I said, what you mean it ain't looking good? He said, it ain't looking good, Jay. These people are talking about, throwing you in jail for a while. What's a while? A couple years. So, yeah. What are you going to do? He was like, there's not a lot I can do. They got the evidence. You're hit. So you're telling me, in other words, I'm going to jail today. Yeah, pretty much. You're going to jail. I said, all right. How much longer till court? Maybe 10, 15 minutes, But we need to be in the courtroom in at least 10 minutes. I said, all right. Well, I said, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and smoke another cigarette. Use the bathroom. And then we'll get this underway if I got to go to jail. Give me the time. Just go out and smoke real quick. Use the bathroom. We'll be back in. All right, Jay, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Walk down the staircase. Walk past the bathroom. Walk out the courthouse. Go to my car. Open the door. Get in my car. Start my car. And I left. No, you are not sending me to jail today. I know you didn't just tell me I'm going to jail for a couple years. And you really think I'm going to hang around? You've lost your damn mind. I'm the gingerbread man. Catch me when you can and if you can. And we know it always ends bad. They eventually caught me. Which brings me to one more thing. Something I want to kind of talk to you about. Because this dawned on me yesterday. I think for the first time ever. It changes everything when you get a charge or you're headed to court or anything like that. Once you have people that rely on you, once you have a family, once you have kids, once you become a provider, a staple in your community. With this YouTube, I feel like I help people. We laugh together, we cry together. We, take my journey together. I share my stories with y'all. But most importantly, as I was facing court yesterday, for the first time in my life, I was petrified. I was scared to death of what was going to happen when I walked in that courtroom. I laid there the night before court, and my little boy, y'all seen him, he's 3. He thanks daddy as daddy and mama. That boy loves me, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing else in this world. He sleeps every night with his head in the crevice of my arm. I lay my arm out, he lays his head on it, sleeps, wakes up with his head smelling like armpit. But that's what he's done since the day he was born. As he laid there sleeping, I just started crying. I was just looking down at him. I took the time to smell his hair. Lift his little arm up, smell his skin. And just look at him. And all I could think is, there's a chance tomorrow night I won't be here and I won't be able to do this. Walking into that courtroom yesterday, there's no denying it, there's no lying about it. I was scared. And I've never been scared of court before. When I got sentenced to the time I did in prison, I'm going to share this with y'all. I think I might have told y'all this before, but if not, you're a new viewer, listen to what I'm about to say. I knew I was going to prison. Everybody that knew me knew, dog, you going to prison. Like, you've done too much this time. You are going. You're done. So it was no brainer. The morning I'm supposed to go to court, this chick wakes me up. She's like, hey, you got court. And I'm like, I don't even care. She dumps water all over me. Get up. So I get up. I'm still zanned out my mind. I've been eating Xannies all night, drinking all night. I'm gone. I can barely stand up. She says, I'm going to get the car running. Get in the car, let's go to court. I said, all right. I sit in the room, pop some more Xans, roll a blunt, hit the bottle of liquor. I'm talking, not with those little sips. I'm talking about bottle of Jack. Tilt that bitch back and just buck. Glug, 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 glug. Boom. Sit the bottle down. I come out to get in the car and she's like, you ready? You got everything you need? She's talking about my court clothes. I'm already running late. I said, yeah, I got everything. I get in the car. Get to the courthouse. I'm smoking my blunt on the way to the courthouse. When we get there, she said, I changed your court clothes. I said, what court clothes? She said, I asked you if you had everything you needed. So I thought you was talking about the blunt and shit. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going in like this. I got on a black pair of Rockaware jeans, a black pair of Timbs, a black wife beater, a black fitted, and my big gold chain. With these big set of praying hands that hung from the center of the chain. She looks at me like, yeah, you're officially going to prison. You're going to court dressed in all black in a wife beater. People walking in suits, ties, button-ups. That dude's got a sweater vest on. You going in a wife beater? Yeah, I don't even care. I get out the car, stand by the car in the court parking lot. Finish off my blunt, flick it. I'm wasted. Walk into the courthouse, and I see my mom standing up top, looking down at me all the way around. She's like, you need to come on. They have already called your name a dozen times. Like, you're in trouble. You need to come on. I'm like, I'm in trouble. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm in trouble. I'm faded, lit, gone, stumbling, side to side. I come on in. One of my family members comes up to me and gives me a jacket. It's like, put this jacket on, bro. You can't go in there in a wife beater. Like, you're tripping. I throw the jacket on, I don't even zip it up. So you still see I'm in a wife beater. You still see my chain. As soon as I walk in the courthouse, deputy take that man into custody. They put me straight in handcuffs, lead me to the back. Goes to show you the difference between then and now. I went to court, not caring what happened. Took my son out the night before. He's about the same size my little boy is now. Tried my best to explain to a child that small that I had to leave. It's like that I was gone. Yesterday, nah. Yesterday it was not like that. Yesterday I was in a Calvin Klein suit with Stacey Adams on. As a whole different person. Because I care. I encourage anybody that has any trouble laying in front of them or ahead of them to let this be the last trouble that you get yourself into. Think about running, face it like a man. Don't let this become a pattern that you don't know how to break. I know guys that went to jail and prison for the first time and never get to leave. They didn't get all these breaks that we've gotten, that I've gotten. I'm talking, they walked into a courtroom one time in their life and never came back outside. Life. Don't be that guy. Listen to my stories. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. And real quick, a viewer says, so let me point something out. See down in the back glass? That is not Max's snot. I had stickers on the back glass and we scraped them off. I am not riding around with big snot boogers on the back window. So before you comment, no, that is not snot. Those are scrape marks. There was also a Jason mask in the center window. If you look, you can see vaguely I scraped off. That's not snot. We stay clean around here. But anyways, we're pushing 75K. Thank you all. Thank you everybody for the love and support. Bet y'all didn't even know this video was coming out tonight, did you? But I got to. Y'all know what I got to do. You know, all I'm trying to do is just one thing. Got to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? Y'all know these institutions, all this. These jails, detention centers. courts, all that stuff. They're just crazy worlds inside this already crazy world we live in. Y'all like how I just switched that up, right? Anyways, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. To all my real ones and awesome real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Y'all know how we do.